What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down how many wide receiver press releases do you need to know? Okay, so this is a common question that we get asked, so I hope this helps you guys out. This video was done by request, fellas. So if you guys have any kind of video feedback, any kind of videos you'd like to see or content you'd like to see on this channel, we always appreciate the feedback, and it is great hearing from you guys. So don't hesitate to leave that in the comments section below. So when it comes to press releases, as a wide receiver, there's probably 20 to 30 different press releases that you can use, right? There's so many different releases. There's different coverage situations, different play concepts that you can use, but how do you pick them, right? You should only have about 5 to 6 press releases in your arsenal. When you look at the best guys like Davante Adams, who we're going to be studying today, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, everything that they do is fairly similar and it all builds. So you want to have about 5 to 6 press releases that all look similar. So first clip we're looking at here is a post route from Davante Adams. So he hits this guy with this little hezzy move that he makes famous and hits him with a crossover, right? So after we take a look at this clip and break it down, we're going to look at a release that's the exact same but a little bit different, but it builds off of this release, and he takes an outside release, okay? So now, what is he doing here? So he's running a post route, right? So he comes off the line with this little hesitation move, right? This hesitation move to the outside. He's actually moving off the platform, going outside the DB's frame. That gets him to keep his leverage to the outside because he was a little bit outside shade, and we take the inside release. That's simple. That's how we should do that. That hesitation release, that kind of hesitation hop is a great way to get a read on this DB, see how he's going to play, but also move him off the platform so I could take the inside release, right? So this is something that's going to build into an outside release fade route. But when he hesitates off the line and he gets that guy off the platform, that's all it takes to set up a fade route now. Because when you guys come off of here and we hesitate and this DB gets beat to the inside, right? I hesitate to the outside, I give him that little crossover move. Now I could go run this post, go run this dig, run a slant maybe just off of the crossover and go right now. That DB's thinking about it. So now the next time that you hit that hesitation slide, right? The next time that you hit this little hesitation hop to the outside, this DB is probably going to get a little greedy. He might try to guess the route. He might try to sit to the inside, and that's when we could get him on the fade. Because so many people say like, oh, what if this release doesn't work? That's fine. Don't panic. You should have 4 to 5 other things in your arsenal that all build off of this specific release. So I'm going to play it full speed, and now we're going to get into the route that looks the exact same like this based off of the same release move, okay? So now Adams is going to be running a fade route building off of that, okay? But before we get into this fade route, fellas, I want to talk to you about something you guys can do this offseason to take your skills to the next level. We are traveling out to 9 different cities and 8 different states for 2-day-long quarterback and wide receiver training camps. So we're going to be coming out to Phoenix, Arizona, Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are local to one of those 9 cities, we would absolutely love to have you out to one of our camps. Now, these are camps to help your skills improve. And how we do that is by limiting the spots of the camps. This is not going to be a camp where there's 30, 40 guys to a position group and we're just running you through drills. We're actually going to coach you up because we have you for 2 whole days, 4 hours each day, and spots are limited to only 10 guys per position group. So we're a firm believer that players need detail. We need to actually explain to you what you're doing wrong, explain to you how to fix it. So if you guys want some more information on this, fellas, and want to be a part of this, check out that very first link in the description below. Spots are limited, like I said, so our first 3 camps are almost completely sold out. Our Newark camp only has about 7 spots remaining. That's probably our most popular one. Houston and Texas have about 7 to 8 spots as well left. But again, if you guys want some more information on this, want to come out to one of our 9 off-season camps for QBs, wide receivers, we'll have DBs out there for wide receivers to work one-on-ones, different half-line and 7-on-7 concepts. Check out that very first link below. Let's get back to this video. So now, as I was saying, right, so that release, that inside release that he ran, that builds, right? So now, let's say maybe Davante Adams that one time, let's say a big route that you're running in your plays this week is you're going to be going up against a team and they're going to have you run a lot of slants and they're going to have you run a lot of fades this week, right? Which most high school offenses do for the outside wide receivers, right? So let's say maybe right off the bat, I do this little hesitation skip to the outside like Adams did in the last clip. I gave that crossover, but that DB sat to the inside and he covered me, right? Don't panic. You can't abandon ship. You should have those other releases in your tool belt to be able to react to. That's why we have to keep it simple. Like I said in the beginning of this video, 20 to 30 press releases is probably about how many there are. But you can't be thinking about that many press releases in a game because guess what? You're going to be confused and you're going to play slow, and we have to play fast. So now if that DB wants to guess and sit to the inside, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my release look the exact same. He's going to think he's going to be a hero and play the exact same way and sit to the inside, think he has me. I'm just going to go take off and dust him on a fade. And I bet you the next time I do that, he will jump to the outside. So let's watch this thing full speed. So he hesitates and then takes off. It is the same exact start of the release that he had on that first route, right? You watch the first route. What does he do here? He hesitates. There's a little hesitation hop, right? Now we look at the second route here. What does he do? First part of the release, a little hesitation hop. And now instead of just crossing him over and hitting him with the 1-2, that DB's sitting to the inside, completely taking away the inside, and we could just go dust him on a fade. That is how we be predictable, fellas. That is how, or unpredictable, excuse me. That is how we are unpredictable. If I can be unpredictable with my movement, that DB will not pick up on it. Now, let's say you're a youth or a high school wide receiver. I don't think a DB is smart enough to be able to pick up on what releases you do on film, right? But a defensive coach will be, or a DB coach who has played at the next level will be. So he's going to tell his guy, hey, anytime that you see that hesitation move from wide receiver over here, just sit to the inside because he runs a slant every single time off of it. But if you can also do the same hesitation move and go run a fade, he cannot prepare for that, fellas. He's going to be playing a guessing game 24/7, and we should win every single time. You got to make sure, fellas, the releases that you pair them together off the line. Keenan Allen does this. Stephon Diggs does this. But there is no perfect answer for a release. Yes, there are releases that only work for certain kind of timing. Like for example, a slide release will only work for a longer developing play, not a quick game slant. But releases like this, they don't really matter which one you choose. You could choose a split release. You could choose a double jab release. But as long as they build off of each other, that's what's going to help you get separation. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Adams making both releases look the same. And again, all we need is a step on this guy. That is all you need, especially on a fade. Man coverage, quarterback's going to take a shot if we got him by a couple steps. And that is exactly what we want. Okay, so now, last release I want to cover here. This is kind of like 2-in-1, right? So when you guys get down to the goal line, it is super, super important that your releases all build off of a goal line fade. Right? So especially in the red zone, you're going to be seeing a lot of inside shade man coverage, right? So if you had to run a fade route, what would you do against this look? You'd probably just attack his leverage, square him up, give him a move inside, and then go race to the back pylon, right? That's what we would do. Now, if you had to run a slant route, what a lot of people struggle with is getting across this DB's face. So we have to make the releases build off of each other, right? So what does Adams do right here? He attacks the leverage, just like how he would run a fade, gives those eyes like he'd run a fade, and catches that ball on the slant. So that's how you pair it together, right? You got to make sure that you have a plan for every single situation. As wide receivers, fellas, not enough wide receivers prepare like they should be for a game. What you need to understand is, okay, what are the routes that we're going to be emphasizing? Every single high school team, I'm sure, if you don't, you should, but should be getting a scouting report every week, right, on the team that you're playing. So, let's say we're playing league team, their DBs are these two guys, their favorite coverages are 0, 2, and 4, or something like that, right? Okay, and the routes, the plays that are areas of emphasis this week are this, this, and this. And let's say you're going to be running a fade, slant, post, and whatever. You should have 4 to 5 releases that all build off of each other for all 4 of those routes. That's the creativity behind the position, fellas. You watch interviews of Doug Baldwin talk about releases. That dude, he used to have binders on the DBs that he would play, knowing their technique, how they like to run things, and that's how we structure our plan. We have to be methodical with it if we want to be able to get separation like these guys do. And some people will say, oh, it's not that complicated. You just juke them out and let them think that. You know what I mean? Let them think that. I would rather be prepared than go up to the line and not know what to do and have to pick a name out of the hat almost with the press release, because there's 20 to 30 things that you guys can use. But going into a game, we should have 5 to 6 so I could play fast and play efficient, and they all look the exact same. Just like this. This looks just like a goal line fade. I attack him. I burst to the outside just like Adams does. I give those eyes, and then I'm able to put the brakes on, get separation on this slant route. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Adams making this thing look like a fade. Sell the fade with eyes, put the foot in the ground, and then get separation. Make sure, fellas, all my releases build off of each other. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, fellas, if you have any kind of video feedback or videos that you guys would like to see, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And again, fellas, if you guys are local to one of the 9 cities that we are traveling to, or you would like to make the trip out, we'd appreciate that as well. Check out that very first link in the description. We're coming out to Phoenix, Houston, Newark, Atlanta, Columbus, Chicago, Dallas, Nashville, and Los Angeles. So very first link in that description below. Love to have you out to one of our off-season camps, fellas. I'll see you guys next time.